Welcome back to some more battles. We are in the Sunshine Cup again, and let's see if we can get some wins with this team featuring the Shadow Flygon paired with the Talonflame in the back and Furret. So against the Salazzle, we had a decent lead. They swap into the mirror, and all we have to do here is allow them to throw the move because we are going to get the KO. And now we have clear advantage because we know we have energy on our Flygon for that Salazzle. We can swap into this Furret, and it looks like they're running the Water Gun Mud Boy. The Wish Casher has to shield, and now we are going to get boosted Furret damage, plus this Swift will do significant damage to this Salazzle. We are going to let this go. And now we can get basically a free farm down with our Talon. Talonflame is going to have energy advantage. However, our opponent allows us to get an extra Incinerate, and that's going to allow us to get 2 flies, so that this is going to deal basically enough damage to either get the shield, or we get the back-to-back. We get the KO here, or we get the shield. We don't want to switch out right now because we have an opportunity to farm down, plus we have the move already banked. We win the cap tie, so we decide to just let them take us out. Then at the final decision, we are able to win that game with the Dragon Claw. But we also had Scorching Sand, so in case they left their Salazzle back, we still had a potential one-hit KO opportunity. So we'll play by us. Let's see what the next match brings us. Okay. This is going to be an interesting lead here. Both of us dealing tremendous fast move damage. Unfortunately, unable to swap out there. Definitely wanted to catch this Shadow Punch, but we must have lagged or something, and now we are going to be able to switch out now. We get the farm down, which is really nice. And we actually see the Shadow Cradily. So Shadow Cradily is going to be able to take the first move. We are boosted now. We have a decision here. We are just going to let this go because we don't need to shield this. We are able to survive it, and we get to a Swift. They realize that it's only a Swift. They survive it. And unfortunately for us, we get farmed down by this Abomasnow, and now we have to try to win this game with the Talonflame. Really, really unlucky that the Shadow Abomasnow survived 2 Incinerates, which basically allows them to get to a move here with the Cradily. So GG's to our opponent. That switch timer lock situation cost us the game, unfortunately, and they were able to wiggle out of that situation. Decidueye is not a great lead for us, so we go into the Furret immediately. We get met with their Macargo, so we are at least able to deal a lot of neutral damage with our fast move and the Trailblaze. Here we just let this go, and basically they allow us to get to another move. This is basically normal neutral damage now, and we force them to use energy here, which is good for us because now we don't have to worry about tanking a move. And right now we're just trying to think, where do we want the extra energy, because that's basically a farm down opportunity. We decide to go straight back into the Talonflame, and we have a slight energy advantage. And versus this Shadow Cradily, it's going to be very valuable because you can see they are able to debuff us. So now we're back to normal damage. We get to a fly here, which grabs that second shield. And here we have a decision. We can let this go or shield. We decide to shield so that we can... Okay, our opponent does elect to swap back out. We tank the move, and that is going to be GG's to our opponent because we have a move banked on our Talon. We can take out the Decidueye here with our Flygon, and we don't have to worry about the fast move pressure from this Cradily because our own Flygon is just doing tremendous fast move pressure. So well played by us. Maybe if our opponent... Did they have energy for the Frenzy Plant? Because that would have been able to KO. Okay, we have Rhyperior to deal with. Our opponent is electing to stay in, but we're doing a tremendous amount of damage. Look at the fast move damage difference. They are going to be able to win the cap tie, So that's a positive for them. But looks like they are just gonna stay in. So we are just gonna fire off this Scorching Sand, and then we're gonna try to catch a move here. We were really thinking about going to the Talon, but because the Talon potentially could get one-hit KO from the Raccoon, we decided to go into the Furret, so that was a safer play, and indeed they did go for the Raccoon, so that saved us. And now we get the farm now. This Furret has a ton of energy, and they decide to bring in their Quagsire, so this is a easy tank for our opponent because they did debuff us, but we do a tremendous amount of damage. And at this point, we can go into this Flygon because we are able to shield whatever they throw. They don't have 2 moves. We are going to switch out here. Force them to throw some energy. This is not Stone Edge. Aquatow, we can live. And now this Rhyperior has no chance to win the game because they are 1 fast move away from a move, plus they need 2 moves to take out our remaining Pokemon. So the Flygon with the Furret seems to be a very nice core right now. Okay, speaking of Furret, we see that in the lead, they swap out into their Gligar. Gligar is going to struggle against our Talonflame. They just have no fast move pressure. Most of the damage, in fact all of it, is going to be from the Aerial Ace, from the charge moves. And you can see right here, we are able to farm down. And now we have a good amount of energy. Let's see what they bring back in. If it's the Furret, we're just going to swap out and we're going to go into our own Furret. And we're going to see if they have a water type in the back. Because they did show Furret plus the Gligar. So it wasn't the water type, but it was a ground type. We were thinking of some kind of water ground, but Clocksire also makes sense. But they actually have a double water weakness essentially. So that Stone Edge right there was a big decision because we are able to survive it, and we're going to swap out here. This Flygon is just going to have a field day versus this Clocksire. We are going to show a potential Earthquake. Ends up being the Earthquake, so that was a great show by us. They come back in here with their Furret. This Furret is going to have to shield this Dragon Claw, and we can shield Hero, let this go. We have so much energy everywhere that it almost doesn't matter. And now we're going to overfarm more, fire off this Dragon Claw before they get to their move. Down goes the Furret, and we are going to just easily farm down with our Flygon. So GG to our opponent. Check out the team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.